All test, dope beat.
We're gonna get right into it. Overall, the movie was good. I liked it.
Yeah,
it was probably, this fight scene wise, it was probably my favorite movie. But story wise, I feel like there's better. I can't really think, but I know because I've watched all of them. I really like Revenge of Cooler was really a good movie. I like that one. The World's Mightiest, I like that one. There's other movies with better storytelling than Broly did. It's the only good thing about the storytelling in Broly was that it dove back into the main continuity storyline of the Saiyans. It established that. And that's the only thing, got that background knowledge. That's really the only thing it had to offer. Story-wise, it pulled at your emotions and things like that, but it wasn't a good story, you know? And the soundtrack. I think maybe because it was the sound, it was terrible in our theater, but, because I know the first Broly movie, that rock kinda, because I saw the dub version. I don't know what the music was in the original Japanese version, but in the dub version, they had that hard rock that really like connected well with the brutality and like the darkness that Broly like embodied and shit. Broly movie, he was just basically like this evil nigga that was just super powerful and was just going around just destroying shit basically. Like he was like a fucking rage monster and shit. Honestly, I like that Broly more just because it was darker. Like he didn't have much emotion and much character and shit like that, many lines, and there wasn't much depth. But I feel like the depth of the darkness that he had was in itself what left an impression on me as a child. The fact that he was so brutal and so ruthless and things like.
Kakarot, how much do you love your son?
And then you had the opposite, which was Goku and them, who they weren't like that and shit. And so that really, plus the soundtrack, the brutality of the soundtrack really amplified that shit. Like it was like, it left you feeling hopeless. Like how are they gonna beat this nigga? Like how are they gonna beat this nigga?
We must escape. This is a fight we can't win.
It doesn't matter if we escape. If we don't kill him right now, he'll destroy the entire universe.
It wasn't like that with the Super Broly movie because it left you empathize with him, and it wasn't as this hopeless feeling like, oh my god, like how are they gonna win? And then they didn't even really like, because when Vegeta joined Goku and they both fought Broly together and shit in Super Saiyan Blue, that shit was like 30 seconds and shit when they fought together, and then they left and like it wasn't a real sense of danger. Like you didn't feel like, oh my god, how are they gonna beat him? They need to fuse. They didn't do good in getting you attached emotionally to hopelessness and shit. Like getting you attached to the movie and really involved with the characters and like, oh my god, really worrying about their safety and shit. At no point in time were you really worried about Goku, like, oh, they might die, or the planet might blow up, or like, you never felt that way at all. And it's like they really kept trying to sympathize. I didn't like that. It really took away from the depth of the movie. I wouldn't really fuck with that shit. So I like the first movie in that aspect. But if they were applied the story of the first movie, of the second movie, I mean, to the first movie, that would have been the perfect movie. It would have been the perfect movie. And that would have been great. I thought the movie was a little basic, but Dragon Ball movies aren't never really like the most extravagant storytelling with plot twists and things like that. It's more so really just been a couple of principles they have here and there, and then great fight scenes and good animation. But they said that Toriyama wrote a 3-hour story, and they had to chop it down to, what was it, like an hour or 40 minutes or something like that. So basically a lot of the story was cut out and shit, and they had to chop it and piece it together, copy and paste and shit, and they came with what they had. Because I know in one scene, Bardock, when Frieza was getting ready to destroy planet Vegeta, he went from being like talking to the people on the planet, and then all of a sudden he had battle damage and outer space in the atmosphere throwing a ki blast at him. But it's like, and he had people around him. So it wasn't, if you pay close attention, you can see like right in the atmosphere of the planet, right in between Frieza and the planet, there are bodies. You can see like little shadows, little dark shadows. So that means that fight from the story of Bardock in the first story that they had that told about him, that scene is in there in this original storyboard that Toriyama created, but they cut it out, I guess, to save time or whatever. So it does feel like there's gaps in the story, and it does kind of drag because I feel like they took so much of the content out and it kind of like, it feels incomplete, and it just feels like the beginning story arc where they on Planet Vegeta and they talking about the early history of the Saiyans. It just drags on, and it just feels like almost like, all right, hurry up, get to the fight. And it kind of makes you want to see just the fight. And when Dragon Ball shouldn't even be about that, you should want to see the story about it and the Saiyan lore and shit. You shouldn't just want to see, oh, I want to see a good fight and good animation. Like it should be because Dragon Ball is really deeper than that, and I admire it for its depth. Not because of also because of the great fight scenes and animation, but also just as equally the depth. But after it got to the fighting though, that's when it got really good and the animation got really good. And you can tell they didn't chop that up. They kept the fight scene how it was supposed to be. That was good. It flowed, the fluidity of the animation was great. The colors they used, the performance, the storyboard, the performance that they used for each character, like how Vegeta, when he went up into the sky, he transformed from Super Saiyan to Super Saiyan God. That was incredible. When Broly first went Super Saiyan, he came up out the ground.
He's getting stronger!
That was incredible. Like,
He's underwater.
yeah, that shit was raw. All that shit was raw. I fucked with it. It was for the hype though. It wasn't a letdown, but what it was it just didn't live up to the hype.
And the theater that we was in, like, the audio wasn't great.
Yeah.
So it just made it.
It didn't give you that full experience. I like to be immersed in my movies. Yeah. Like I need a dark surroundings. I need the audio to be blasted. I want to feel like I'm right in the movie with a guy's eye view, really looking at what's going on. Like I'm really a part of the story and shit. And so I didn't really get that feeling. And part of it was the theater that we were at too. So I think with the next Dragon Ball Super, I think they're gonna be bigger and better. I think the new level of power that's gonna be in Dragon Ball Super is gonna be God of Destruction. Like the new foundation. Like ain't nobody they gonna fight. They're gonna introduce anybody weaker than the God of Destruction. I think that's the new level, and they just gonna get higher and higher. When Goku tapped into Ultimate Instinct. I think that was the hype, and that's like Angel tier. That's like the top. Ain't nobody really stronger than the Angels except Zeno. So it was like, once he get that, he's gonna be like one of the strongest in all the universes and shit. I feel like Broly at the end when he said you might be stronger than Beerus.
He's probably even stronger than Beerus.
I don't think he's quite stronger than Beerus. I think he might be as strong type shit. But he has the potential because he's a fast learner. He went from being weaker than base Vegeta to being stronger than Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan and shit. Super Saiyan Blue, if you will, and shit. So it's like, it took a Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta to take him on. So it's like, I don't know. He has the ability to be stronger than. Matter of fact, now that I'm thinking about it, I think he might be stronger than Beerus. Not even might be. I think he is stronger than Beerus because in the Goku Black arc, when they did Super Saiyan Blue Vegito in the manga, I don't know if they said this in anime, but in the manga, the Supreme Kai was saying how that form of Vegito surpassed Beerus and shit. And back then they were even weaker type shit. And this is post Tournament of Power. I'm sure they got some type of Zenkai from the fight with Broly and shit. So after they fused and became Gogeta Blue, I believe that, because that fusion right there is stronger than I believe wholeheartedly is stronger than Beerus. A lot stronger than Beerus. So if he was even able to keep up, like he wasn't really throwing, it wasn't like an exchange of blows where they were going back and forth. Gogeta Blue was really whooping his ass. He didn't one-shot him, you feel me? He tanked, not even tanked, but he took the Spirit Breaker. He took all his ki blasts. He was taking all the punches, and then he would get back up and come right back. feel me? It wasn't like he was knocked out. He was out of the fight. He would get hit, he'd get blown up, and then he'd get up, he'd get angrier, and come right back. So it wasn't too much of a gap. Otherwise, Gogeta Blue would have just wiped his ass the fuck out. So it's like he might be as strong as Beerus. I don't know if it might be that much of a gap between Gogeta Blue and Beerus, but I feel like Broly is in that area and shit, not too much stronger. Plus, if you fight him for an extended period of time, if you take too long, he'll eventually catch the fuck up. If Beerus and Broly were to fight, Beerus would have to take him out immediately. Otherwise, give him too much time and Broly would be on his ass.
That's what they be doing too when they fight. Like, they like to wait until they get back up. But I know Goku didn't want to like hurt him.
Yeah. And I think that's just like, because they're martial artists at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So that's not like, they probably got a code of honor and shit like that. They don't want to fight you when you down and shit. They like, get back up so I can, you know what I mean, we can go at it. And I think at the end too, that was a key point when he turned around. I know it was a nod to the old movie.
Broly? Call me Kakarot.
The story was Goku and Broly were in the same like birthing pods and shit. And when Goku was crying and he was weak and they were laughing at him, and Broly was next to him, Goku crying made Broly cry. And so they started laughing at Broly. And for some reason, I guess that left a subconscious imprint on Broly. So when he got older, his grudge was against Broly. I mean, it was against Goku and not against Vegeta. So the thing was, he kept yelling Kakarot. Like Kakarot, Kakarot. Kakarot! And so at the end of the movie, that was a nod to the old movie. When he told him, but you can call me Kakarot and shit. But I also think that was him because he never referred to himself as Kakarot throughout the whole series. Yeah. He always said, like, no, my name is Goku. Like, he like, nah, fuck that Kakarot shit. The only person that ever could call him Kakarot was Vegeta. And I guess that's because he was just a fellow Saiyan and shit. So that's just, you got that privilege and shit.
He's just never called him.
No, he never calls him Goku. Ever. He's like, man, nigga, fuck that name. You Kakarot and shit.
Kakarot. 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 It's Kakarot. It's Kakarot. I hope you're watching this, Kakarot. Kakarot. Oh, Kakarot. Kakarot. Glad I'm not him.
But yeah, I think that's also a part of him accepting his Saiyan heritage and shit. I think because, like he was saying, I thought it was like a not even a ceiling to their power because they have infinite potential, but he wasn't aware that a Saiyan can be that strong.
I was so sure my strength was getting close to its peak, but then this guy showed up and was so much stronger than me.
So now that Goku knows that a Saiyan could be that, and so easily, because Broly did that shit with no issue and shit in a matter of, if the fight was like 40 minutes, that shit probably took, in Dragon Ball time, that shit was probably maybe a minute, 2 minutes tops and shit. So in a matter of maybe 120 seconds and shit, Broly ass went from being weaker than base Vegeta to being as strong as a god of destruction. So it's like Goku realized that Broly can be, or a Saiyan can make up that much difference of a gap in strength in that short of amount of time and still have such a immense potential to pass it. He realized that his potential can be even greater. So that just gave him a new goal to reach and basically a new drive to want to be stronger and shit. Because he wants to be strong. He want to be even stronger than Broly and shit. Because he knows Goku ass. He just want to be continually stronger and stronger and stronger and shit. Like, it ain't no stopping that nigga. So now that gives him a new interest in his heritage. Because he wasn't too interested in the Saiyans before. It's like he met his brother and was like, he instantly had to whack that nigga. Like, he didn't have no, like, who's mom, who's dad, how is the family and shit. Like, nah, nigga, we have to kill you and shit. Like, whack that nigga and shit. And then after that, he met Vegeta and Nappa. And then he had to whack them niggas too and shit. Although he saved Vegeta stayed around, but Vegeta damn near don't give no fuck about the Saiyans either and shit. Like, he just carries their pride. He never like really speaks on the Saiyans like that. You never see him having flashbacks, talking about the home and shit and what the planet was like and shit. Vegeta don't give no fuck.
What's wrong with you? Vegeta! Vegeta! I have no use for a paralyzed Saiyan! You're dead weight!
He just carries the pride and shit. So I think that gave him a new reason to be interested in his actual Saiyan heritage and shit. And that's also another meaning to why he was like, you can call me Kakarot now. Now I'm kind of accepting my Saiyanness and shit like. So And I feel like the future of the Super will dive more deeper into the Saiyans. Plus with the new Super Saiyans, new Saiyans from Universe 6 and shit, with Kale and Caulifla and Cabba and them. And plus you have the whole world over there, Salada and shit. Like they gonna dive deeper into that shit. And hopefully they dive back into Yamoshi and shit, back to first Super Saiyan God and shit, and dive deeper into those things. If you ever seen the fan-made animation Dragon Ball Absalon and shit, I hope they go that route, because I really love that fan-made animation. That shit was really good, and I hope that they take, because Toriyama obviously likes to take things from past Dragon Ball creators, and I hope he does that with Absalon. Like the form where he was like, where they said they took power of the Great Ape and shit, and like incorporated into his form, Broly did. And that's how he got stronger, but he lost control and shit, he just kept his human form. I feel like he took that from Super Saiyan 4 type shit, from GT, because basically it's the same thing. It's the Saiyan kind of manifesting the Uzuru power in him and applying that to the Super Saiyan form, and that's how you get Super Saiyan 4. That's why they got the fur with the tail, and it could look more primal and shit. So I feel like he took that and applied it to Broly and shit, and that's how you get that first kind of burst of power, that Uzuru form in him. And so, and plus he brought Broly back, because Broly wasn't part of the main storyline at first. He was a part of the movie storyline. And so he took him, and now he's a part of the main storyline. I'm gonna go even deeper into like more of the principalities and the spiritual aspect and what certain things represented of the movie. So be looking out for that. Yeah, be looking out for that. It was like to dive into. It was like to dive into. It was a good movie still, all around. It was still a good movie. I'm glad it got the attention it needed. I'm glad it got the money it needed. It's like the 4th best anime movie of all time, and like sales and views and shit like that. So like I'm glad, because Dragon Ball needs to come back bigger and better than ever. I know they're doing the Dragon Ball room, because like in Dragon Ball Super, the production was rushed, and so the animation was bad, the story was all over the place because they had different writers coming in and out. And now, because they see that it's profitable, they made a whole area, technically a room, but like a whole sector of production just for Dragon Ball. So they can focus on the production and the writing and all that, on these things, so it could be good and give us a product that we need, so it can make even more money and shit. So I'm glad that it got that attention, so they can put even more effort and even more money into the new series. Anyway, yeah, so the movie overall, it was good. I fucked with it. It did what it needed to do at the end of the day. It might not have checked all the boxes and hit all the goals, but it did what it needed to do. It served its purpose, and I think it served its purpose well. So looking forward to the results in the new series, because I want that shit to come back. I've been watching this shit my whole life. I grew up with Goku and shit. Like, I fuck with that nigga. That's my man. I need that shit to go on and shit. My kids, I want my kids to grow up watching that shit. I need that shit to catch all the profits and shit, so they can go crazy and to have better stories. Continue Goku on his journey. Yeah, that's it for the review. And drop some comments. What you think about the theories and shit. What you think about if you've seen the new manga chapters. What you think about the new manga chapters. Just comment whatever you like, really, for real. Like, subscribe and shit, you know. Do all that. Peace and blessings.